I've arrived here at Forget-Me-Not Country Park. It's situated in Long Horsley. Now I'm about to head off to see what the city has to offer. But before I do, let's have a little look around the site. It's off season, so there's not many other campers around, but despite that, the site is still well maintained to a high standard. The wash block is warm and toasty, and at the end of a chilly day you can enjoy a proper hot shower. There's also a washing up room so you don't have to keep filling up your water tank. Having said that, the pitches I've chosen are fully well serviced with both hookup and water. It's also hard standing, and with plenty of space between pitches, you'll benefit both privacy and space. If you like to wake up to a view, ask for a pitch overlooking the field and you'll be able to watch the world go by in the comfort of your own van. Or if you have little ones, let them enjoy the on-site play area. There's a security barrier on arrival and departure which gives real peace of mind, and the staff are always around to help, giving suggestions of things to do and offering help with pitching your van. The on-site bar provides family entertainment and events throughout the year if you don't want to travel far in the evenings. I might even pop in later for a quick half. Newcastle is 40 minutes drive from the site, and along the way I took a quick detour off the A1 when I spotted the sign for the Angel of the North. This 20-metre high sculpture was created by Anthony Gormley in 1998 and is made of 200 tonnes of steel. Standing proud with arms outstretched, it's one of the most famous examples of public art in the UK. And with a wingspan that is equivalent to a jumbo jet and the height of 4 double-decker buses, it's one of the biggest. Car parking is free. After a quick stop to take some photos, I was on my way again. Here we are in Newcastle. I'm going to have a wander round and see what the vibrant city has to offer. Newcastle is packed with history. There's the Catholic Cathedral St Nicholas with its imposing Gothic architecture, and the Grade 1 listed Grey's Monument, a tribute to Charles Grey, 2nd Earl Grey. Grangertown is a fine example of classic architecture, designed in 1830s by Richard Granger and the home to the beautiful Central Arcade. And all who visit the area are surely captivated by the bridges spanning the river. You've got the Gateshead Millennium Bridge. From here you can see the Archtime Bridge, which was completed in 1928. It was used to carry a tram from Gateshead to Newcastle. There's also the High Level Bridge, which offers pedestrians great views to all the oldest bridges on the Tyne. And the Swing Bridge reminds visitors that this area was once home to the bustling shipyards. All this before we even start on the modern looking building called the Sage on the Gateshead side of the river. I'm heading inside to meet Communications Manager Dominic Parker. And I wonder if you could tell us a bit about the architecture, because it's an amazing building.
It is. The architect, very famous, Lord Foster. Foster and Partners built the building. And I think the people who dreamed up building a concert hall in Newcastle and Gateshead it should get a lot of credit for deciding not to just build any old concert hall, but to build a concert hall with one of the great architects of the world. So it's a very distinctive shape. The story, or the legend has it, that Lord Foster was inspired by pre-packed apples. You know, when you get a tray of apples and they have the sort of bumps like that. And it was that sort of pre-packed apples that he saw, and he thought, no, that's a good shape for a concert hall. So that's where apparently the shape comes from. But within that shape you have essentially three distinct buildings. We have our main hall, Hall 1, which is 1,600 seats, so big size, decent size hall. We have Hall 2, which is more intimate, about 500 seats, and then we have a hall in the middle which is very flexible, called the Northern Rock Foundation Hall, which we use for all sorts of different performances and events and conferences and weddings and as well as performances. So if you imagine, it's like three buildings with one unifying roof. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you very much. It's really busy in here, so there's lots of people to chat to. Let's see if they can offer the tourists any tips.
In Newcastle, this is the Sage, which is the music centre, and that's fabulous. There's all sorts of concert goes on. They do classical, they do jazz, they do blues, but they also have the kids giving concerts too, which is brilliant because they've got a big music education centre downstairs. Newcastle itself, there are loads of great shops and restaurants. The Baltic is the arts centre, which is also just along the river here. It's beautiful out on the river. Lots of restaurants along the side, and there's a new pedestrian bridge across the Tyne, which is really lovely.
I mean, the Sage building is great to have a look round, it's very interesting. But both sides of the river, there are lovely walks, east and west, all along the river, and you will find the remnants of all the old industries that they used to be. You can take a trip up the river as well on a boat. We have a wonderful art gallery, the Lane Art Gallery, which has regular big events where they borrow paintings from the art galleries in London and all over the world. So that's a big plus. They have a very interesting collection of their own.
I'm going to make my way back across the Millennium Bridge into Newcastle. It's time to pick up my car and leave the city. I've come to the end of my trip to Newcastle. The sun's setting behind me. What a great time I've had. I can't wait to return again soon.